So I'm here today to report from Seelze. Seelze is a small town near Hanover, and there's 34,000 inhabitants. I'm here because today the German police, are doing excavation work in connection with the Maddie McCann case. Now, as is often the case in relation to the Maddie McCann case, it's not completely clear what is going on. I spoke this morning to Julia Meyer. She's the first public prosecutor at the Public Prosecution Office in Braunschweig. As you know, Braunschweig is the authority which is leading the investigation. In Germany, it's a murder investigation into the Maddie McCann case. And Frau Meyer could confirm that a search is taking place here at the allotments behind me, and she could also confirm that it's in connection with the Maddie McCann case. But that was all that was officially said. The same is also really true on the other side of the fence, if you like. I spoke to the lawyer of
Christian B.
and the lawyer is called Friedrich Fulcher. And all he could do was say that he couldn't say anything in relation to it. What we do know, however, is that the excavation work is taking place, and two buggers, one word for it, another word is excavators, two orange-red excavators are being used. There are also sniffer dogs, and there are also officials from the BKA. The BKA is the Bundeskriminalamt, that's the Criminal Department of Police, which is based in Wiesbaden. It's an equivalent of the German FBI. Now, the problem is we don't know exactly what they're searching for. While myself and other members of the press were huddled together next to an area which had been cordoned off by police, it really was the only chance of having a vantage point to see the excavation work. While we were there, a little child actually ran up to one of the journalists and said what was going on, and they explained it was in connection with Maddie McCann. And then he asked me, he said, "Is Maddie in there?" Which was rather hard to deal with. We don't know, of course, what the police are searching for. The question of whether Maddie could actually be there is very hard to answer. Of course, that would involve her being transported from Portugal to Germany. Now, if you like, you can analyse what has been said and reported in various newspapers, or what has been said by other people who knew
Christian B.
at one time. For example, in mid-July, I spoke to the owner of the Autowerkstatt, that's a car workshop.
Christian B.
Now, actually used to come and he used to tinker with his car. He would even sleep overnight at the workshop. And the owner there actually told me that he was always adjusting the ceiling. In addition to that, you've got comments made by
Christian B.
to the father of a former girlfriend of his, that's Herr Fehlinger. And there he made a rather unnerving comment about there having been a safe within the Winnebago which he was driving, where in his own words, he said how you could actually hide a child in there. However, it is, of course, very dangerous to speculate and start insinuating that there could be a link there. What other members of the press are saying amongst themselves is it would make far more sense if police were looking for clues which relate potentially to other local or at least Germany-based murders, and there have been several whereby questions have been raised about if there's a connection between the prime suspect in the Maddie McCann case. That's
Christian B.
One example would be the case in Schönebeck, and that's where a little girl called Inge Gerlicke went missing and has never been found. And it turns out that on the night that she went missing,
Christian B.
actually was in the area because he actually had a crash on a motorway, and it was established that it wasn't far from where she was, where she disappeared. We don't know if she was abducted, or we don't know exactly what happened. There have also been other cases. There was the case of Tristan down in Frankfurt, and also cases in Portugal. For example, René Haas, who suddenly disappeared one day from the beach. There have also been cases in Holland. So there's an awful lot of discussions and speculation about the possible connections or not. But sticking to the facts, all we know for sure is that an excavation is taking place. You can see the police cars behind me, and just beyond that is all where the press are gathering and where they're trying to look through the cordoned off section to look at the excavation work happening. We know that the excavation work is taking place and is in connection with Maddie McCann, but exactly why they're searching now, whether they've received a clue or not, is unclear. What they're exactly searching for is also unclear, and we'll just have to wait to see what comes out of it. The journalists are saying that there has been talk that the search will carry on through the night and that they'll erect some big form of lighting. However, this has not been confirmed, but the police have confirmed that excavation work will be carrying on tomorrow.